Hello, everyone. That's Titus, and I'm Thomas, and this is Everyone's Bad at Magic, where we untap, upkeep, and punt. And today, Titus and I are joined by our homie Jesse, or Go to Combat MTG. Jesse, do you want to tell the people at home who you are and what your credentials are?
I am Go to Combat MTG or Jesse, whatever you want to call me. That's just who I am. I do cEDH gameplay over on YouTube. I also have a podcast that I record occasionally. It's not very consistent. Yeah. Anyways, I do a lot of editing for people, and I also have a Discord server that I run, kind of where we play a lot of cEDH. Yeah, I do that.
Awesome. Thanks for the intro, bud. So, something that we like to always start off with here is asking you, how did you get into Magic? What made you fall in love with the game?
Oh God. Oh, shit. Do you want me to go back to the whole origin story, or do you want me to just like kind of
Oh, we're not looking
me
for cliff notes, bud. We're digging deep here.
digging deep? I started Magic. I was a theater kid, believe it or not. I know everybody starts out as a theater kid, and these kids were playing Magic on like the stage, and I was like, "What is this?" And they were like, "It's Magic," and I was like, "All right, I'll try it." And back then, that it wasn't a format that was even legal in anything I've ever. I don't think I've ever heard of this anywhere else in the entire world. We play this thing called Speed Magic. I'm bringing it up automatically. And it was like this horrendous version of like standard modern. Everything was legal. I think people had like 5 ofs in their deck, but you drew up I think it was like you drew up 9 cards, you played all the lands you could in your hand, and then every turn you drew back up to 7. It was like this weird Uno Skippo thing. It was
That's
like
the
it was so
Wild
it
West.
was the Wild West of Magic the Gathering. But no, so shortly after that I started looking up like actual rules, and I was like, this is not how you play Magic.
Dude,
And
that's straight up
apparently
Pokemon schoolyard rules from back in the day.
dude, and then I found out like, so there was like the two good dudes that were playing were like the bad people of Magic. I found these other guys in Magic that were like these cool guys, like, yeah, that's not how you play, guy. I'm gonna teach you how to play proper Magic. And they had like like proper standard decks, and I was like, oh, sure, I'll try whatever. And then there was like this, like, I don't even know what type of deck it was. It was like this mono white, like Healer's Hawk deck that just gained a bunch of life and just swung at people for like 1 damage at a time. And I played that, and I never went to any tournaments. I just played this janky standard deck. And then my brother-in-law, that was, well, my brother-in-law now, he was then my worst enemy, my sister's boyfriend. You know how that goes. And I was like, dude, do you like do anything? And he was like, yeah, I dabble in like Pokemon and Magic cards. And I was like, mind blown, like, holy crap, I can actually like relate to this guy. So then we started playing Magic, and that's actually my co-host now, Tyler. And we started doing that weird standard bull crap. We actually played Speed because that's what happened. We played Speed for a while, and then we finally got into the actual stuff. And then eventually we were like, dude, we're tired of this standard crap. Let's go play Commander. And we played 1v1, and we didn't know there was an actual rule set for 1v1. We were just playing whatever we wanted. Yeah, it's a long story.
That's awesome. Is there
Yeah.
what's the time frame on this? So it sounds like since this was in
Um,
drama, Speed Magic came out back for you back in like high school. I don't have
yeah.
I know you're a bit
Um,
younger, but was that like five,
um,
10 years ago? Like what
it
time what block
was
was this?
this was Guilds of Ravnica? No. Ooh. There was like Ixalan. There was Ixalan, dinosaurs. I remember there was dinosaurs. There was a set. I don't know the exact the exact way the magic sets go. Okay.
Was
I
it
remember
Return?
I think
Return to
it
Rev?
no, it was the was it Return to Ravnica? Anyway, the ones with it was like a an arc, and it's got like the pointy thing. I can't remember the
Okay.
name of it. Let me Google search it. Hold up. I gotta get this right. Ravnica sets.
I appreciate the dedication.
Oh God, what is this? Guilds of Ravnica. That was my first set. Guilds of Ravnica. That set. We've actually bought they came with like, I think 60 card standard precons. I don't know. There's like the two decks in the box that were like $40. Do you
That
remember
oh,
this?
the dual decks? Is
The dual
that
decks. Yes,
yeah.
I think that was the last time they ever printed them. I think.
Oh, those
I
were
think
a
that was
cool
dual decks.
product.
Yes, that was such a cool product. That was like we bought those. Oh
I'd
God,
love
I
if
owe them
those
so
came
much.
back. Like
Oh,
just
dude, they'd be so awesome, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So you started off with the speed magic back then, and then you actually started playing a little bit of it sounds like standard, but it was more kitchen table. We didn't go
Kitchen
to the
table.
LGSs with
Yeah,
this.
no, no. It was all kitchen table. I don't think I'm not even sure they were legal standard decks. They might have been out of rotation, but I think they were standard legal at some point. So that's all that
Completely
matters.
reasonable. Yeah, I mean, as long as you're playing them with somebody who's ready to play with them, right? I
Right?
mean,
Yeah.
that's better than the first decks I built, so I respect that.
Yeah.
After that, 1v1 commander. This isn't dual commander or anything like that.
No, this is
Um,
1v1 commander. There's a separate format that's dual commander that has its own ban list. We made 1v1 commander that doesn't. It just follows the regular ban list.
you know,
Um,
I respect it. Like my first year of playing Magic, when I came back to it in Neon Kamigawa, I didn't know anybody who played Magic other than my one buddy, and I played a ton of 1v1 Commander and Cockatrice because it was the
yeah,
easiest way for me to play. So sometimes all you have is one buddy to play Magic with, and
yeah,
that's how you do it.
and that's all I've ever had until I got a hold of Spell Table, and then now it's just like only Spell Table.
So now that we're on Spell Table, what would you say is your favorite format currently?
cEDH, of course, it's cEDH. I mean, you can't. It's just so good. You just can't get away from it. It like sucks you in, and then you're just like sucked in, and then you just can't get out of it. And you're building all these crazy cEDH decks, and then you're just like, oh man. And then you never want to go back to anything else. That's just me. I never want to go back to casual because I'm like, man, cEDH is so fun. Um, I did like Pendragon. I don't know if you ever heard of Pendragon. Pendragon. I don't know how to pronounce it. I liked
No.
that a little bit.
Titus, do you
So
know Pendragon?
I do not. Yeah,
oh
why don't you
god,
explain it for us? The
oh
name
god.
sounds familiar, but
Okay, so essentially, what it is, it's your entire deck is commons, and at the in the command zone, you have a common creature and you have a legendary artifact equipment. So your 98 card deck singleton, and your commanders are a legendary artifact equipment and a common creature. And
Huh.
it's a very unique format because there's only like 45 legendary equipments right now, but there's a ton of common creatures. There's very cool things you can do as far as like I think devoted druid's legal in the format. There's like a turn one devoted druid win, I think, which is really funny. But that's like Pendragon cEDH, Pendragon I don't. There's a competitive Pendragon cPEDH. I don't
That's
remember.
a super interesting. How I wonder how big that scene is. Is that something you play regularly, or
No, I haven't played it for almost a year now, but they got a growing community. They have like I think they have like a 500 person Discord server, probably more than that now. One of the most interesting things I did was staff of I don't know how to pronounce it. It's staff of something. It's like gives your creature lifelink and does some other stuff. But there's this other thing that like gets counters whenever you gain life, and you just like make it big and swing. That's something I like to do a lot. But other than
fair?
that, I didn't have
Okay.
a lot.
uh, what kind of caused that jump from casual commander to CDH? It looks like you played quite a bit of casual commander before making the switch over.
People started yelling at me in the YouTube comments that I was doing dual commander wrong. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start cEDH. and and then also like just having I didn't have because we couldn't find a 4 person because we live in the middle of nowhere. It's really hard to find anybody that plays Magic in the middle of nowhere, especially casual commander. So we essentially I was like, yo, Tyler, which is my co-host, I was like, yo, I'm gonna start playing cEDH, and he was like, sure, let's do that. And he doesn't like cEDH that much. So here we are,
Uh,
me by myself playing cEDH all the time. But that's fine because he's still a cool guy and he's still trying to record podcasts with me. So that's all that really matters. He knows like he watches cEDH and knows cEDH stuff. So mainly the switch was not being able to find enough people to play Magic with. And like also like casual is more it sounds crazy. Casual is more salty than cEDH
that's
because
not
That
everybody
does
crazy.
not sound
It's not.
crazy at
It's
all
not
to
people
me.
crazy.
think it sounds crazy though. Like it's like because you come to CDH with an expectation that everybody's just going to try to win as fast as possible, and it's casual. Like if I try to play like that, they're like, "Why are you trying to win, bro? I'm just trying to do the thing." And I'm like, that's just
Winning
who I am.
is the thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's on the hat. That's not my channel, but it's play to win.
Yeah.
It's you got to play to win. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm ultra competitive or anything. I just like to win. Is that fair to say I'm not competitive, but I like to win? I don't
I feel like I may have said that once or twice, so I'm not going to hold it against you.
Yeah, like I'm not like out here like getting real angry or anything whenever I don't win, but I'm like I do want to win. So I don't know. I guess there's probably like a fine line between competitive and just wanting to win. I don't really know. I guess I got to look at the definitions. But
So you're saying that cEDH is like pretty much all you want to play right now because it is the thing for you. What about cEDH, other than just wanting to win, has really drawn it to you? Are you like just a big fan of like stack battles? Do you just like, are you drawn to the high power level? What is the thing that has drawn you into that format?
yeah, it's a lot of the power level. Like I get to play my stupid cards, and I get to play my Guy's Cradle without people yelling at me that I'm running too high power, and I can just run all the powerful stuff. Also, the cEDH community is a lot nicer than a casual community, to be honest. Like I've had bad experiences in cEDH, but usually it's just with people I don't know. But with people I do know, like I'm like having so much fun with them. And casual, it's like you can play with people you know and they still get mad at you. So it's like, well, in cEDH you don't really get that a whole lot. That's it's just I'm not a conflict guy, and I don't
Okay.
like casual. Casual gives me so much conflict. I'm like I don't like getting yelled at for winning. So
So
um,
it sounds like it's the community that's a
it's
pretty
it's
big
it's
draw for you as well.
yeah, community is a big thing. Like I don't make content for anything but having people to play Magic with, to be honest. Some
I
people
mean,
do it for money, but some people do it for
that
community, dude.
that's
And
kind of like the most fun reason to make content. So I love that.
yeah, it's like I feel like it's the only good reason. Like I don't know. It's so fun to just be able to like go into your Discord and be like, "Hey, anyone want to play?" And then people like actually show up to play, and it's so sick. And yeah, I don't know. This is a good feeling. I don't know how to describe it.
So Thomas brought up that I believe it's either your Discord or that there's a lot of helpful content that was provided in terms of recording, as well as that you provided a video on your channel going into detail, which I think is, pretty helpful for anybody that kind of wants to be a part of that space as well. And anybody, that takes the time to kind of like break down those processes, because some of those things for at least someone like me is a little tricky.
Yeah, it's a hard process. Like believe it or not, I guess I don't know if I want to say it's hard. It's time consuming. It's a lot of tedious stuff, and it's a lot of trial and error, and you got to kind of just figure it out. But making that video, I was like, this isn't gonna do well, but it's gonna be here for people that need it. You know what I mean? It's not like something that I was trying to like, this is gonna get a million hits. No, I was really putting that out there as hopefully this helps somebody. And I'm seeing it does, and I've had people hit me up like, dude, good video. There's some good tips in here. I'm not the end all be all of content. Like I'm not I still find things like every day. I'm like, dude, holy crap, I didn't know you could do this. Like, and it's complicated, dude.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've definitely learned some things about DaVinci Resolve from you, bud, so I appreciate it. You've
yeah,
cut
for
down
real.
some serious time on my editing process.
DaVinci Resolve is one of the best editing softwares there ever is, and it's free. I don't know how everybody doesn't use it. I understand it's so intimidating looking at it. Like that's what I get from a lot of people. They'll be like, "Dude, DaVinci Resolve is just so intimidating," and I'm like, it's just different because like you look at these other apps and they're all like sparkly and shiny and I don't know how to like they're
There's not
done
much
up.
to them. They're Candyland.
Yeah, they're Candyland, but you go into DaVinci Resolve, there's like 70 tabs and there's so much stuff you can do.
It's definitely like a more advanced suite of tools, but it gives you more flexibility, which I really do appreciate because it
Yeah.
doesn't limit what you can do if you want to expand past what your limited skills, like my limited skills, I should say, currently have available to me. Because each time I go into it, I play with a new toy. Like I try to push myself a little bit farther and to get a little bit better. So I appreciate that, Matt, and that it's your fault. I'm blaming you that I'm using this program because I
It's
wouldn't have gone down that road without your
I
suggestion.
know. And I tell people like you gotta, I mean, at some point you're gonna have to switch to DaVinci.
So you mentioned that your co-host isn't really going down the same magic pathway that you are, but you're still doing the podcast. What's your middle ground there?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So
Explain.
Tyler, he's not following you down the pathway of cEDH. You're not super interested in the type of magic he's still playing. Where are you guys meeting in the middle? What's the next
Um,
episode going to be if we're not talking about cEDH, we're not talking about casual? What's the pathway forward?
it's probably just gonna be a set review, and we're gonna be like, how is is this cEDH good? Question mark. Or a lot of the times, like I'll be like, hey man, do you want to record a podcast where I teach you cEDH stuff? And he'd be like, yeah, let's do that. He does, don't get me wrong, he has two cEDH decks. He has Magda and he has Urza. He plays maybe once a month on Spell Table. It's not, I think if he had more time, he would probably go down the cEDH path. It's just he's got a full-time job. He works like 12-hour shifts, and he's got a kid and he's got a wife, and it's a lot for him to do, all this content stuff and also do cEDH and also try to record podcasts and also try to take care of the kid and also all this other stuff. So the middle ground is we've been playing a lot of One Piece. But we're not
I've
gonna
heard the
record a
One Piece
podcast.
is real. Is that true?
The One Piece is real. Yeah. Um,
The One Piece card game does look like a lot of fun. If I had time for a second TCG, that might be the one I would pick up. But I also understand the limited time and resources, and I'm down to like one game of Magic every 2 weeks at this point if it's not
oh
on
God,
Arena.
I don't think I'd be able to live. I play like Magic every night, dude. It's Magic or die, I feel like.
Someday we might get back to that, but for now, unfortunately, it's a little bit of a time constraint. But I feel you. I do miss playing more often, and hopefully we'll be able to get back into that rhythm. So how did the name Go to Combat originate?
So, like how people have these channel names like Untap Upkeep Draw or, Play to Win. There's so many other names that you can think of. What is something you do every single game, Thomas?
Uh, Untap, upkeep, draw, go to combat, second main
Boom.
phase.
There we go. See, you go to combat every game. So I was thinking, like, man, how many times do you think people say go to combat in the game? And I was like, I think if people are just gonna say my name every video they ever post, every game they ever play. So now I have this ongoing joke whenever someone says, I'm gonna move to combat. I was like, no, 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 no. It's go to combat here. You gotta use it. You gotta use it, or you owe me $100 or something. I don't know. But I just really liked how like there's a command zone, there's go to combat, there's second main phase, there's all these like different things you do in Magic, and I just kind of wanted to make a name that is something you do in the game of Magic. It's probably very generic and whatever. I like it. Some
I
people were
like
like,
it
why don't
too. I just wish it wasn't the one phase that I keep forgetting to go to, mainly because I wish I didn't keep forgetting to go to combat. So I'm gonna try and make that stick in my brain now.
yeah. It's yeah, that's the main reason for it. I was actually the one that came up with it. People have told me to change it. They're like, why don't you change it to GTC? I'm like, no. You can call me GTC. You can call me GTC if you want. That's a good shortcut. But if you're going to combat, you better say go to combat. That's just how it is.
The brand.
It's the brand.
Yeah, you've been around for long enough. Rebranding at this point is not really an
Yeah.
option.
We're too far gone. We already got the play mats made. We already got everything made. We already got the t-shirts made. It's already here. We're already
Okay.
gone,
The playmats are sick, by the way.
Yeah.
Are they for sale?
Yeah, they're for sale on Etsy.
I
I
will
don't know if
put a
they'll
link
show
in
up.
the show notes.
They won't show up on the camera. Do this.
Yeah,
This is the purple
Snowball's
one.
been killing it lately, so
Snowball has been absolutely killing it. It's my favorite mat in the whole world. It's purple. It's my favorite. Yeah, they're for sale on Etsy.
yeah.
You can buy one if you want. You don't have to.
Link in the show notes.
Link
Go
in the
and
show notes.
support.
I'll
Go to
just post
Combat
I'll
and
give you
Snowball.
I'll give you my link tree, and
Awesome.
that'll take you to anywhere. Some of the colors aren't available now because they sold out. So
It's a good
I need to
problem to have.
restock. I need to restock. So if you order something that doesn't have that I don't have, and it takes a while to show up, it's because I got to order.
About 7 months ago, you pivoted away from 1v1 Commander. That's, I'm guessing, about the time you got into cEDH.
Mhm.
But it also seems like that's when you stopped making deck building videos. Is that something that you plan on revisiting in the future? Even if it's not the 1v1 Commander, the deck building at least? It seemed like you had some success on those videos.
Oh yeah, I had tons of success. One of my best videos is the Jumbo Cactuar video where I made a deck completely revolving around Jumbo Cactuar. I don't know if you remember that card that came out and everybody was raving about it.
I
Um,
may or may not play a decent amount of standard, and that may be a card that I've been hit by after it's been cheated by Kona more
oh
than
yeah.
once.
Yeah, I thought about going back to the deck text. It's just really hard to do. I could do like cEDH deck text, right? But I just like don't think that's like a viable thing, right? Or is it? I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't know if it's a viable thing because I don't want to be making cEDH content and make deck text for casual decks because then it doesn't. Then my niche is messed up. You know what I mean?
It feels like cEDH is such a new niche for you that it wouldn't be off brand for you to still have a wider audience. But that's more for you to say than for me to say.
Yeah, I think I could make like budget cEDH deck text. That might be cool. I think I could definitely incorporate some of the deck tech into cEDH. I just haven't thought of a good way to do it yet. I do make just tons of Selvala deck techs because I update the deck every month. um,
So on that, because I believe you talked before about putting Savala and Kinnan, you could do hot takes in your deck text.
oh, true. Yeah, true, true. Yeah, I do. I am on and off of Selvala and Kinnan. It's one of those cards I just love so much, and I put it in most of my green decks. It's kind of one of those cards. It's a flex spot in Kinnan. So when I'm testing out a new card, I do tend to take Savala out if I'm testing out a new card. And then a lot of times I put her back in. I'm like, that card sucks. I'm putting Savala back in.
I mean,
um,
Selvala does slot in nicely into a bunch of different decks, but it does really have to fit that niche. Like Selvala and Sisay, uncuttable. Selvala and Derevi, I have no idea what you're doing with your life, and maybe you need to rethink your choices. So,
what do you mean Savala and Derevi? Savala and Derevi is insane.
Selvala and Derevi's terrible.
Well, Derevi is a 3/3. So,
It's a 2-3.
oh, okay. Well, whoops. I don't. You don't even have any big creatures in that deck. You need like
Yeah,
Kinnan plus Savala and Derevi.
yeah. Case in point. Thank you for making it for me.
Yeah.
But Selval is a very cool deck, and that I believe is your deck of choice, the one that
Yep.
you're more known for.
Yep.
Um, are you on the Brostorm variant?
I call it Green Lamborghini. Don't get it messed up. It's different.
What are the key differences between Brostorm and your version?
It's just the name.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted now. There's I think Brostorm's on like Collector Roof and Manglehorn, and I'm just chose not to be on it. I am strictly just trying to go fast. But I do run some niche cards like Lurking Predators, as we all know. I'm a stand for that card as one does. You know,
Okay, Lurking
I saw
Predators is obscure enough to where we're going to throw that up on the screen. I'm going to ask you to talk about it and let the folks at home know what that card does.
so this is a card that Higher from Higher, you know, everybody knows Higher, right? He preached this card on That's a Good Card podcast. And I was like, yo, that card is sick. And my deck was like, I run 36 creatures. So what Lurking Predators is, it's 4 and 2 green. It's an enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you reveal the top card. If it's a creature, you may put it into play. If it's not, you put it on the bottom or you leave it there. So my deck has like 33 creatures, which is a 33% chance to hit a creature. That maths out because there's 99 cards in the deck. So I was like, dude, and my most of my combos are creatures. So what if like, and I run Worldly Tutor. So I was like, so this is really cool because now like every time somebody casts a spell, I basically have a Rhystic Study for creatures straight into play.
Predators is gross in that deck. I mean, if you get a Kogel on somebody else's turn, that's really unfun to play against. So I can definitely see the appeal.
Yeah, just ETB fight their anything.
Yeah, just go ahead, eat my Kinnan, eat my Timna.
Yeah.
Like,
I've really tutored in response to my lurking predators trigger and went and got a Bane of Progress in response to a oh god no. Okay, so he had a breach. He was doing breach combo and he had casted a LED after he casted his breach, and I responded with a worldly tutor to go get the Bane of Progress and blew up his breach. And
oh,
and
that's
my Bane of
brutal.
Progress was like a 13-13. And he was like, my breach is dead. I have no mana. I guess I passed turn. And I was like, sweet, I'll untap with a 13-13, tap for 13 mana, cast Tooth and Nail, win the game. And they were like, yeah, sure, man. GG's. And it was great. It was a great time.
For those
Looking
who don't know, Bane of Progress is ETBs blow up all artifacts and enchantments.
So it blows up lurking predators, but it's kind of like something you got to live with. You're like, well, if I'm going to win, I don't need lurking predators anymore. And plus, it takes out like all the mana rocks, takes out all the Ristics, all the Mystics, all the Smothering Ties, and they have to sack all their treasures or give you a bunch of counters. So it's like if they can't use all the mana they sack, if they can't use all the mana they make with their treasures they sack, then they just wasted all their treasures, which is really good for you.
Yeah.
So it's just
it's an absolute haymaker these days.
I just wish we would get another Worldly Tutor effect because then Lurking Predators would be so much better. Better than it already is.
There are several, but they're all sorcery speed,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Instant Speed Worldly Tutor would be great right now. That's all I have about Lurking Predators. It's a good card and you should run it in your Savala list if you're not already.
I think Working Predators is pretty hot. I wish I had a deck that could run it.
Derevi, easy with your 20 creatures.
If I even on 20 creatures right now, feel like I'm a little light for that.
Is your favorite way to win with Savala through combat?
No, unfortunately, no. My favorite way to win with Solvala is okay. Hear me out. Wandering Archaic, and Ad Nauseum, and then flipping into into a bunch of 6-drops and dying. That's my favorite way to win.
You're gonna have to elaborate on that one, bud.
look! It's winning in my book because I got to play an Ad Nauseum in my mono green deck.
You know what? You live your best life, and I want to be in that game and going next.
I cast one time. I actually have resolved an Ad Nauseum in Solvala. My first flip was Kogla. My second flip was Realm Seekers, and I was like, I'm gonna stop there. And they were like, yeah, that's probably fair. And yeah. Okay. No, my favorite way to win is
I'm going to stop you there because I feel like this is a tangent where I want to jump in on. Speaking of copying an Ad Naus with a Wandering Archaic in Selvala, do you have any memorable punts? And we'll go back to Titus's question in a moment.
Memorable punts? What do you mean? I've definitely never killed myself to an Ad Nauseum in Selvala ever. Never done that in my entire life. I promise.
Well, what is a punt that you might have learned something from then? Because that definitely doesn't seem like a lesson you might have learned from.
No. So I punt a lot, right? So, oh gosh. So there's this one time. All right. So I was playing Kinnan, right? Should I talk about Savala punt or a Kinnan punt?
I'm going to talk about one that you learned from. That's what's important to me.
This is something I learned from. So everybody knows how endurance reads, right? You put all the cards in the bottom, correct?
Okay. Let's say what endurance does fully, just so that we have full context
endurance
here.
And ETBs and puts all the cards in target player's graveyard on the bottom of their library, correct?
Correct.
Right. So
it also has an evoke trigger.
It also has an evoke. You sacrifice it, right? Yeah. So I was in a counter battle, and I had a bunch of counter spells in my graveyard. I had an endurance in hand, and I had a green card. I was like, sweet, I'll respond with an endurance. I'm going to cast endurance and I'm going to shuffle my graveyard into my library. I started shuffling and then everybody was like, hey, they shuffle onto the bottom, right? And I was like, no. But I had like 35 cards in graveyard because I was just burning through them with counter spells. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do because I was like defending my win at this point, right?
Mhm.
And I was just trying to shuffle back in to get more counter magic. But apparently, I didn't know how endurance read because I just thought you shuffled your whole thing in, and I didn't know it was
Were
just on the bottom.
were you in
I
a
was just
position where you could call a judge, or was this
well, this was like a content recording game, right? It wasn't a
okay?
tournament. I don't play a whole lot of tournaments, so I don't really have opportunities to punt in them yet. But when I get more tournament experience, I will be like, I punted so hard. Um, but yeah, that was like, and I was like, guys, I guess I'll just scoop because I don't want to feel like a cheater. And we don't really know what was in my graveyard. So I was like, and I was like, and at this point, this was like, and I don't really care about my win streak, but I'm pretty sure I was on like a 7 game win streak with Kinnan, and I just like punted so hard. Um,
So, if anybody is a judge in the who's watching at this point, please give us what that ruling would have been below, because I'm curious. Because I don't think that would have been a game loss. Do you, Titus?
Uh,
probably
it,
they'd probably just try to like I don't know because I was drawing cards right with a heuristic study, so there was a chance I could redraw one of the cards I shouldn't have.
Oh, absolutely. But that in that situation, I've done something similar to that in a tournament where I've gotten cards I wasn't supposed to, and the response was making me shuffle my library. I don't know. I don't think that would make game loss, but
Oh,
I do
probably not. I
respect
just did.
bowing out. That is an honorable
I
thing
was
to
just I
do.
was just
But
like GG's guys. I'm sorry.
yeah,
It was on. I think it was like on stream too, and I was like I whoops.
hey, the old shame scoop is a good way to like nail that into the old brain because I know
It
you're
absolutely
thinking
is.
about that the entire next day while you're driving around
Yeah,
for work.
I'm like reading. I'm reading endurance while I'm driving. I'm like, man, I thought this card said something else. It doesn't. It says on the bottom. Yeah.
All right. We can get back to Titus's question now. That just felt like such a natural way to pivot into that.
fair
What was he
enough.
asking? I don't remember.
It's your favorite way to win, not flavor win, or what
Oh,
you consider a personal win.
um. So before Badgermole was printed, my favorite way to win was play this special card called a Relic Golem. I'm sure you've never heard of this card in your entire life.
Is
It's
We'll
a
put that on the screen as well. What does
it's
this
a
do?
it is a 3 mana 6/6 that can't attack or block unless there are like 20 or more cards in graveyard or something. The number might not be correct. That part doesn't matter. But you can tap it and or use 2 mana, tap it to make target player mill 2 cards. And if you make infinite mana with Savala with infinite untaps with say an Umbro Mantle or like a Kyrian Ranger, a Shia loop, um, or Staff of Domination, infinite mana, all the good stuff. And the Relic Golem doesn't have summoning sickness. You can infinitely tap and untap the Relic Golem to mill everybody out and just pass the turn. And then they lose because of that.
So
Yeah.
it's actually funny because Savala has a lot of win lines that are not combat related.
Yeah,
Or I don't
tons.
like one of them is because we actually have people that we've played before, so relatively familiar with Savala, but like poison counters are as
Yep.
well.
So one of the one decks in cEDH that wins with poison counters, the old OG
That's
Eternal
with
Witness Infectious Bite loop.
infection. Yeah, we run into a lot of Selvala in our local meta.
Well, you're gonna be running into me in spell table lobbies, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
No, super about it. So you said this was before Badger Mole Cup. Now that you have access to Badger Mole Cup, what's the new win a choice?
So with Badgermole, you can infinitely earthbend all of your lands. I don't know if you know this.
Yep.
And just something about killing somebody with a guy's cradle is hilarious. Like, I'm gonna swing it with you with my a million earth guy's cradle. And they're just like, I guess I die to a guy's cradle.
Yeah,
That's from to me.
for
To me, it's
those who
really
don't
funny.
know, when you earthbend a land, the counters don't fall off, so you can keep earthbending it over and over and over again to keep stacking those counters on it to swing out. It's
Yeah.
such a not broken mechanic.
Yeah, and with like a Teamer Sabretooth in play, you just keep bouncing your an infinite mana. You can just keep bouncing your Badger Mole and replaying it and just getting infinite counters on it and just swing. At some point, and like you do have to make sure they don't have any blockers. But if you have more than like 6 lands or something, you should be fine.
Yeah. I've been playing around with Sunscorched Desert instead of making the lands infinitely big and just re-earthbending that Sunscorched Desert to kill everybody with that single ping on the ETB.
Oh,
Uh,
true.
I don't know if that's a wasted card slot now that I didn't even think about just going to combat. See, I'm not good at swinging out. I need to be subscribing to your methods.
Yeah, exactly. And then, oh, dude, it's also really funny with Badger Mole. Badger Mole and Ashaya. Ashaya is makes all your creatures makes all your creatures forest creatures instead.
Force, yeah.
So yeah. So you can earth bin your Badger Mole cub. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh yeah.
No. All right.
That's all. I just thought it was funny. Like you can play Badger Mole cub and earth bin Badger Mole cub. I don't know why I thought it was funny.
Can
Like
it,
Earthbend.
does it not say another creature or
I
another land?
don't think it because Badger Mole is not a land, right? So there would be no reason for it to say another target land,
Huh.
right? I guess I've never read it, but I'm pretty sure this is a legal thing you can do. Yeah, enters Earthbend, target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. It's still a land. Put a counter on
That's
it.
too funny. I
Would
didn't realize it was templated that way.
would that work with Walking Ballista?
Oh God, I don't know.
Yes, it absolutely would work with Walking Ballista and the Shia on the board. I mean, it's a lot of hoops to go through. Don't do that, kids. But that is a combo that would technically work.
Yeah. I don't have the infinite mana to pay into my Walking Ballista, but I can infinitely put counters on it with my Teamer Sabertooth with my infinite mana.
Yeah.
That's just so funny.
I was just going to say, these are the janky combos that I live for that have no place in cEDH.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes those janky combos do become relevant in games. So I've seen you play a lot of Savala and Kinnan. Are there any other decks that you like to play for cEDH or that you're looking at playing?
Man, I'm sorry. I'm just a green mage. I play Rogsai every once in a while. I play Sisay because Sisay has Savala in it. Um, other than that, I played Firelord Ozai. I'm not sure if you know what this is. It is a Rakdos commander. It is like 2 and 2 black, but it has red in its mana cost because whenever you attack, you sacrifice a creature and you add red. But essentially, what it is, it's an infinite mana sink because the bottom ability says pay 8 mana, exile a card from each opponent's library, and you can play one of them. So basically, you just make infinite mana, and then you just pay a bunch of mana into that and win by passing the turn. But I don't really play that deck a whole lot. But I do have a primer for it, and I do have a Discord that I run for it that has like 7 people in it.
Fair
That's
enough.
That's a cool flex.
It's a cool flex.
Is your favorite way to produce the infinite mana World Gorger Dragon?
Yeah, of course. Have you read the deck name? It's World Gorger, why not?
Is it really? That's funny.
Are you?
Yeah, it's World Gorger, why not? Firelord Ozai cEDH, World Gorger, why not? It's probably the most popular Firelord Ozai deck. I'm pretty sure if you just type in Firelord Ozai cEDH, the first thing that pops up is my list.
That's awesome. I was looking to brew Xancha for a minute there as a Rakdos infinite mana outlet, and I'm allergic to World Gorger Dragon, I guess. I'm just way too risk adverse, so I was just looking at like Rings of Brighthearth and Basalt Monolith. It's like there has to be a way to do this.
The best way to do it is the Hoarding Broodlord combo.
Yeah.
With Pinnacle Monk. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second best way to do it is here's a deep pool. Okay.
Yeah.
This isn't even a way to make infinite mana. This is just a way to win in the deck. It is Hazel's Brewmaster. Okay. The Hazel's Brewmaster, a Kiki Jiki. Okay. And then you make infinite Hazel's Brewmaster that make foods that are Kiki Jikis, and you just win that way. It's this Kiki combo.
You're going to combat.
Yes, and then you go to combat.
But they're foods.
It's the Hazel.
It makes infinite hasty Hazel's Brewmasters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because your food, you can tap your foods to make another Hazel's Brewmaster. Because
I gotcha. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hazel's Brewmaster is a really cool card. I try to always look at it for Auriok Salvager lines that are bad.
Yeah. Oh, there's all infinite mana. There's also Stormkiln and Chain of Smog.
Ah.
Ska chain.
Yeah, dude, if I'm worried about World Gorger Dragon, I'm worried about Chain of Smog too.
So, so
You have infinite
Thomas,
mana, you don't care.
Thomas is working on a Vile Smasher Thrasios list and has the Storm effects, which has Storm Kiln, but I really like the aspect of trying to utilize Chain of Smog with that.
Yeah, infinite mana, chain of smog, and ska is really good
I'm
combat.
gonna take your word for it, and I look forward to you showing me in a game and like just making me feel like an idiot for not wanting to play Chain of Smog. Every time I
It's
see somebody resolve that and go for a win, if I don't need them in the game, I just wait until they strip their hand and then counter it. Like,
See, that's why you run Hexing Sculpture or Vexing Sculpture or whatever
okay,
the
I
new
wait
card.
until they strip their hand and then I kill the Hexing Sculpture and then counter it. Like that is such a high risk play that I'm just maybe I'm not a red mage. I play green, white, and blue.
I play Mono Green and Simic. Oh,
Yeah.
there's also another infinite mana with Hazel's Brewmaster and Blood Pet and Kiki Jiki. And yeah, so if you didn't want to go to combat, you could make infinite Blood Pet Kiki Jikis.
Oh, I'm trying to get better. I will aim to go to combat. Like that that's a failing, not something I'm trying to avoid.
See, that always messes me up when I play Derevi because I'm like, oh man, I want to use this mana, but then I need to make sure that I connect, and then I'm trying to math things. It screws me up. I usually don't go positive.
Yeah, you just make the mana in combat. It's great.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So we've talked about your favorite decks. We've talked about how you got into Magic. With your channel and with what you've been brewing up, what's next for you? Do you have any tournaments coming up? Do you have any things that you're brewing? Do you have any plans for growing your community? Like what are the things that you have cooking?
I have a tournament on March 10th for a Tabernacle of Pentral Vale. Uh, and I think it's a diamond event right now, so that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, that's going to be my first big tournament. And then I have another tournament in July that I'm going to in Minnesota with North Star EDH. I don't want to give shout outs, but that's my guy. He's up there. And I'm going to play up there. And that's a 15K, I believe, if it fills up. So that'd be pretty sweet.
That's rad. Okay. You're playing you decide your decks you're playing on each of those yet, or are we still tinkering?
Kinnan for the one in March and Salvala for the one in July. The meta here in my state is very not Salvala friendly. We'll say that. So I needed something that's a little bit more meta because if not, I'm not going to be able to stand up to Ty Ohio and Cam Daddy D. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to get stomped. So I need to play something that actually does stuff. Um,
Hey, knowing the meta is like a very big part of being prepared for a tournament, so I respect that.
yeah, from my understanding, it's a lot of blue farm and a lot of Itali. From my understanding,
That
it's
sounds like a
it's
lot of places that you're going to play.
yeah, no, absolutely. Apparently, Minnesota is not that. Apparently, it's more fringe stuff. Like you're going to see like Gretchen Titchwillow and like
A
other
lot of
stuff. So I'm like,
stacks in the Midwest.
yeah, yeah. So Savala is one of those decks that just grinds through the stacks and doesn't care until it doesn't care until it does, and then if it does, it just blows it up. As you know, you were in that game with me. I wasn't playing it, funny enough. Anyways, growing the community as far as like that, I just kind of just vibe out, post videos. If people want to come in, they can. If they don't, that's fine. Um, I'm just kind of a guy doing stuff, I don't really I mean I reach out to other creators and stuff and I try to get creators in my Discord. I just want a lot of creators in there, man, just so that, whenever I host my tournaments, my creator only tournaments that I can, have people to play and, vibe out. And also it's just fun to play with other creators. So like I said, a lot of the community is just creators in my Discord. Um,
Awesome. Titus, you got any final questions before we wrap up today?
So Jesse, moving forward, what do you want to see from Magic, whether it's in the cEDH format or like their card design or cEDH tournament play? Is there anything that sticks out to you?
oh God, I want to see a J-Lo unban just so I can get my turn one Selvala. I just want more green. It's gonna sound crazy because green is so good with Cradle, but I want more green support. I want more cards that are actually for green and not just for Rockthras.
That's a wild take, my dude. We just got Nature's Rhythm this year.
We got Nature's Rhythm, we got Formidable Speaker.
We got the
Uh,
Cabbage Merchant. We got
okay,
Badger Cup.
Badger
It's been a
Cup.
good
I need
year
more.
for
It's been
green.
but we need more green card support because green just. I feel like I'm missing something, and it's like it's not. I don't have that. Like red has breach, like
I'm gonna
white
say
has
it. Green's
GA.
better than red right now, and it's
Oh yeah,
knocking on the door
yeah,
to become the third best color at
but
white.
the win cons of green just kind of they're so clunky. I know it sounds crazy, but they're just clunky. They're just big beaters or they're infinite mana untappers. I need like a breach of the green. Because red has breach and it's like 2 mana win the game, and then blue has Thoracle, and then white has GA, which is pretty much the same thing. It's like, oh, you do that, you're probably just gonna win because you got you know protection. Um,
I mean, just lean into a couple of the colorless things. You got Eldrazi Displacer you can start playing with.
uh,
You got
bad
Alder the
card.
Brood. Uh,
Uh,
I'm gonna
uh,
tell you, I've won
uh,
more than my fair share with both of those cards. So,
yeah, bad
Like
card, bad card.
maybe an anti-Orcish Bowmaster card. Like
oh, now you're
whenever
speaking.
There
a
we
Yeah,
go.
permanent
There we go.
creature of yours
right
gets
in my
targeted by
veins.
a spell or ability, it fights target creature an opponent controls, something like that.
No, no, no. This is what we need. We need whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, it gets +3/+3, and you untap it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah, especially against Orcish Bowmaster. Yeah, man, give me then nobody will ever target your stuff. And then you just be like, yeah, sure, it gets targeted. I'll untap my Llanowar Elves and retap it for one.
All creatures you control gain, when targeted, deal 1 damage to the creature that targets it.
Yeah, 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 exactly. Has like thorns or something.
Oh,
Dude, I don't know. Like, I don't actually like Bowmasters doesn't really do anything against me because Selvala has a big butt. So it's like unless they're drawing a bunch of cards, it's like,
all right, Jesse. If you had to point to a single episode on your channel for a new viewer to check out to get a snapshot of who you are as a content creator, which one would you recommend?
gosh, that's such a hard question, Thomas. Oh man, jeez. I really like my first cEDH tournament, how it went. That was probably like a video. That was a video where I sat down and I was just me. I was just like sitting there. I was talking about stuff. It didn't do well, but it is a video that I put like, I mean, I literally sat down for like an hour and I was like, "Hey guys, this is what happened. This is how it went." And that's kind of like that is the most me that I am is when I'm sitting there talking to myself because I don't have anybody to bounce off of. So it's literally just I got to be myself. When I'm in a gameplay, I do kind of like I kind of try to be So
Yeah.
and when it's just me, I'm me, and I'm just kind of like talking and chatting and trying to be genuine. I would point to that one because that is one of the ones where I just kind of went off the cuff and I started talking about everything. So
I love it. That's the one
um,
we're going to be linking below for you then, so
heck
that
yeah.
people can check it out. Before we wrap up, is there anybody you want to plug? Anything you want to shout out? Obviously yourself, but feel free. This is your platform.
Anybody I want to shout out? Yeah, shout out to everybody's bad at Magic for having me on because they're really cool and awesome. Um, I don't really have a whole lot of people. I mean, shout out all the people that I edit for. Shout out like Wizards and Warlocks. Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal that yet. But shout out to all the people I edit for. Shout out to all my Patreons. Shout out to all them. Yeah. Shout out to Snowball for making the mat and the play mat or play mat, the logo and the play mat. And yeah, that's all I got, man.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us today, Jesse. I had so much fun talking to you. And everybody at home, if you stayed with us this long, please consider giving the video a follow, like, or subscribe. And check out our link tree in the comments if you want to follow us on any of our socials. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourselves. It's just a game.
Comment down below. Green Lamborghini is awesome.